we're back. All right, get out of here. Bye. Get out of here. All right, let's see if this works. Let me admit him. Click it. Say it, don't spray it. We need the news, not the weather. Okay. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Hey, buddy. How are you? I can't hear you.
Can't hear me now?
Now I can
there
hear
it
you.
is.
Now I can. Now I can hear you.
Okay, sweet. You're my monitor's down here.
Can you give me a little more, actually? You're real low. Yeah, really, really low. But you look good. You look like he's growing his hair out, too. Or already grew his hair out.
Yeah,
I'm growing
yeah.
my hair out.
How's this? Better?
It is, but it's way low, man. I'm not trying to be picky. It's like it sounds like almost like there's a bad connection and maybe only one side's plugged in. Technology, yeah, I love it.
Yeah. And we're not going to do the old, what's his face? That his audio's bad. Which is like, everyone started.
Yeah, which would be easier just to have him call us, and then I can run the phone line while he's on Zoom. I've done that before. You know what I mean?
All right, any better?
Yeah,
One,
that
two,
is.
three, hey.
I mean, it is, but it just sounds like muffled, doesn't it, T?
Jeff, talk to me regularly.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Now you're
Now you
that
have
was
robot
like a
echo.
concert.
Now you have reverb.
Check that. How's that?
Okay, yeah, it's
Because I've got him all the way maxed out.
Okay.
Like I've got him to the roof on.
Is there any higher?
Yeah, give me a second, because basically I'm coming through my mixer.
Yeah.
And I've got it set up for recording.
Yeah.
I need to gain structure it properly.
Yeah.
All right, we're good. We're
Yeah,
good. We
yeah.
got some
Take your time, man. You're good. Do you want to call us back, or do you want to keep us on the line? Doesn't matter. We're good.
It'll only take seconds to.
Yeah, we're
Take
good.
your time. It's good to see you, though, dude.
Same to you, man. How are you?
You know,
Good.
Busy but good. Busy but
I
good.
see you guys on Facebook all the time.
You know, I don't see much of you, which is sad. I see you every day, though. When I come into the studio, for whatever reason, I fixate on you on our founder's wall back here. He's right over there. Every time I walk in, I look at him. I'm like, yep, Jeff Polly. There he is.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, and you're in a suit there, which is interesting because it's like a whole different look.
Yeah. Well, that was corporate Jeff.
It's corporate Jeff. Corporate life Jeff, yeah.
Is that a little better? You want to go with that?
I'm golden here.
It's a little bassy, but you want to go with it?
Yeah, I think we can.
All right, I think
Yeah.
we're good.
Because
I'll bring the bass down.
No, yeah, that would actually probably help.
it'll sound good when you play, but then
Yeah.
Jeff, I want to go over how we met and then the beginning of our business and the writing the commercials and all that. If you're cool with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like I told you, I'm open game. Is that better on the bass?
Yeah, that definitely sounds better. I'm just gonna fix this one here and put you there. That looks good on my end. Whoop, whoop. Perfect. That looks awesome, man.
Hey, at least I don't have to stare at it.
Hey, same with me. But I try to look into the camera at times, but I don't know. Yeah, getting used to it, It's not something that we thought we were going to do. All right, Mr.
I think it's funny that you've been doing it for over a decade and you're still getting used to it.
Well, not the video aspect.
Well, we've been doing it a long time, though.
Yeah.
I mean, officially, 2016, we started in here. We had cameras.
Yeah.
So he's not wrong.
It's more of an issue for Daniel because he's running everything. For me, it's no different the whole time, because I'm just having
Right.
I never really cognizant of like looking into the camera. Sometimes I do when other people are talking, and I'm like, oh yeah, look into the camera. Then I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah. I usually look into the camera, and then I'm like, no. Okay.
All right.
You want to start, Dave?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. On Zoom with us right now, old friend of ours that is kind of pivotal to the start of T&D Media and the start of our business.
Absolutely. This guy was putting money in our pocket, man.
On Zoom right now is our friend Jeff Pauley. How you doing, Jeff?
Hey guys, I'm doing pretty good.
Good to see you, man. So we're going to have to do a little bit of legwork to bring the audience up to speed on how we know Jeff and how this all happened, because for a hot minute, we were doing some stuff.
So when we first left corporate radio, and me and Daniel started T&D Media, it took us a minute to build up the actual business that as we know it now, with advertisers and subscribers and BDMs.
I know you look around at this sprawling hill we've created here.
We started with BDMs, obviously. That was the base of our business. And then the advertisers came slowly, but it took a while to build up enough money to be able to pay ourselves a salary and live. So we needed ancillary ways to make money. And, of course, like Mo DeWitt was one of our first customers when he hired us to do some video work. And Daniel literally filmed Mo DeWitt's mom at the time. This was, God.
Well, I mean, she's also. I wasn't just filming his mom. That sounds like what the hell is wrong with you? You make me sound like some sort of goddamn creepo. You make me sound like literally he was standing in the bushes filming Mo DeWitt's mom. Melissa, I need you to mark this. This guy, and I think he's actively doing this on purpose to get me. This is how they get you.
We were
filming
doing law videos.
Our biggest clients, Mom.
She was a senior in law.
She's not a senior.
No.
She's not that old. You are digging holes left. He just called her an old lady. So now I'm obsessed
with senior attorney in the DeWitt law. She started the DeWitt law firm.
She's Supreme Court level, my friend.
No, I know. Yeah.
Supreme Court level.
Okay, sorry.
That was a mess. We're going to have to, you know what, after we get off the line with you, we're going to have to clean that up. But anyway, you're right. We'll clean it up.
We're doing so many inappropriate jokes.
We'll clean it up.
Website videos.
I'm sorry. No, I was not doing. We'll clean it up.
From the DeWitt website. It was before Just Call Mo. Anyway. So then we were trying to do anything that we can do to make money. And me and Daniel, we don't have that many skills.
Don't say that either. We were doing anything for money? What is wrong with you?
Not anything, but anything we knew how to do. Well, all we knew how to do was this. And then we were like, but we are. And
we're good writers. We know how to write a commercial. We've been writing commercials for real radio for, I had been doing it for almost 2 decades, or a decade, at least a decade.
And then so me and Daniel are like, okay, we're creative together. We can be creative, which I didn't know people would pay for.
We can film people's moms.
I used to discount the ability to be creative and write something creative,
But now you realize how many people can't do it.
So yeah, I think back then I was like, well, everybody is just making stuff up.
Yeah. You do that a lot with things you don't know about, though. You're like, well, everybody knows how to do it.
And Tom, that's the exact reason I reached out to you, is because I couldn't do it, and I knew that I couldn't do it. So when you guys left Real Radio and I was in the corporate world doing videos for clients that didn't have the huge budget, I was like, well, how am I going to make this funny, and what am I going to do? And I immediately thought of you guys and figured that we could have a mutually beneficial relationship.
That's almost exactly what you said on the phone. I'm glad that you said it I'm glad somebody here has a memory, because when Tom told me you were coming on today, I was like, who? No, I'm kidding. That's not true.
And so,
that is exactly what you said to us. Exactly.
So this is a funny story. So then Jeff came to us. One of his clients was a big furniture company. I won't mention the name because of what
And I want to so bad, because I love doxing people.
But it's a big furniture company.
Yeah.
They were doing
like big hotelier furniture company, not necessarily stuff you'd put in your house, but big, beautiful, industrial, will last a very long time. Handcrafted furniture for nice hotels.
You put it in like a Marriott, and like the Marriotts across the country, so like huge deal. Like you have a bench in the Marriott lobby, and you're making 250 of them, but super commercial,
super high end.
Anyway, so they were doing a conference, and they're like, and Jeff's like, hey, can you write can you think of some sort of song that you could write so they could play it at the conference? And then we went with Bruno Mars,
Uptown Funk,
and it's funny because
we did Uptown Furniture Gonna Give It to You.
Yeah, because 15 years ago, like people had to pay like good money. Like
this
I remember,
is an armoire, and this is a couch, and
So-
this is
Yeah, I know. In today's world, I could AI'd that thing.
no,
like,
100% for
15
free.
minutes.
Yeah,
Jeff, you remember
15 minutes for the 15 seconds.
It's going to blow people's minds to know that not only did we buy a commercially usable backing track, we got a tenor from the boy band in Orlando, formerly known as C Note. I forget this guy's name. No, this is a real boy band. Look up C Note. We're not messing around here. And we had this guy come in. Meanwhile, my baby and my mom are upstairs. My mom's coming down with her no bra on, her boobs are swinging around. She's holding the baby.
C-Note thought that
C-Note thought I live with my mom. See, the gentleman from the boy band C-Note who sang
He's a
on
nice
our
guy.
Uptown Furniture Gonna Give It to You song.
He nailed it.
Yeah, and he did a great job, but
Yeah.
that was and we got paid pretty handsomely for writing and producing and getting you this song. And then didn't they use it at a conference or something?
Oh yeah, we did that particular project because we did several for them, right? That particular project, I actually hired a flash mob, and we choreographed a flash mob to that song, and then we did that at the convention, and then did a new video of the flash mob going off.
And then all the furniture nerds went nuts.
I mean,
And by the way, this is a huge industry,
Yeah.
and like big corporations will pay good money.
Closed circuit
Jeff.
comedy for just conventions.
Jeff, I wanted to pretend that I was professional and I did this all the time when I was working with you back then, but I could not believe how much money you paid us for that. Like I was like, oh my God. Like, and it's not even that much. It was like $1,500, but at the time, I'm used to radio money. Like I had to pay, $300 to sit out at a gas station for, take a full day. I drive out to Claremont.
Yeah, nobody lives out here.
When I started in production, I started in like live engineering, and I was on tour with a bunch of old rap acts. Like my first ever tour was with Dougie Fresh, Slick Rick, and Biz Markie.
Wow.
And like I was on tour, and I knew about the corporate world, but after about 18 months, 2 years of touring, I was like, I'm going back to the corporate world because the common reference is half the work, twice the pay. And that's exactly the moniker. I mean, it makes perfect sense. Like, so when I fell into the corporate world, I felt the same way. I was like, oh my God, like they're paying me how much to do this job? And I love doing it. So
And what we found, and I'll be careful here because I know you don't want me to give up any of the people we're writing for.
I don't care. I mean, I'll do
Well,
it.
but
And
no,
we'll never
we-
work with them again, I don't think. I mean, we
I mean,
will.
Hey,
if they
I'd
want
love to because they got the money. I'll tell you right now, if they need some stupid song written for their dumb conference, I'm your man because they did have the correct change. But what I did find interesting about a lot of the stuff that we were doing for this for these conferences, because a lot of them revolved around a specific industry, whether it be furniture people or carpet people going to a carpet convention or going to a furniture convention, right? So we were the guys that would add some sort of entertainment to that. And what I liked about doing that for Jeff and when we would come together is these guys didn't want it squeaky clean. And that kind of blew Tom and I's minds. They wanted it like they wanted some raunchy joke. Give us a little.
Well, that's what I sold them on.
Yeah.
I sold because I was I was working in production, and I was in all these boring meetings, and I was watching all these boring videos. And I knew the budgets of these videos, and I was like, wait, they're playing these videos for like 5, 6, 7 minutes, and no one's watching. And everybody's got a hangover, and they're all like, heads on the table or knee deep in powdered eggs. And like, I would start selling clients on, I'm not going to say what I would actually say, but I'd tell them I sold them a what the hell moment. And that means at the end of the video, you watched it and your prospective client says, what the hell did I just watch? Good or bad, it was memorable. And that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, that was us. Good or bad.
We specialize in confusing what the hell is this?
You're like, I know the guys. You need confusing what the hell moments? I got two guys.
When you see at the end of this, you you'll look around and say, "Is this good?"
My favorite guys is the carpet video that we did, because it is a full-on Hanna-Barbera style stoner cartoon.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll break it down. I was looking for it earlier. I couldn't find it, but the cartoon is, and we wrote it, and then and Swervy Jones animated it, and you and I did the voices, and Jeff facilitated everything, put it all together.
Yeah.
And it was a rug talking to a carpet about how you were the bad carpet and you felt inferior because you
was a therapist.
Yeah, and I was a therapist and I talked like this and I was like, you feel very inferior because you're not a. And then there was a specific carpet company's name.
I didn't want to do it. And then after it was done, I was like, oh, they're gonna pay us $1,500.
And you hated your part because Tom's like, hey, Doc, you gotta help me. I feel very inferior. And then like you're like, is that good? I was like, yeah, this is great. You're like, you're making me sound like a goddamn idiot. And then you saw the money.
I'm like, no one will pay for this. And then they paid and they liked it. I was like, I can't believe they like it.
I think they loved it because this connects the dots. And Jeff was part of this and you were part of this. We did such a good job on that cartoon that was the door opening for you getting the carpet printed in the studio. That's why the carpet got printed, is because they liked the stupid video we did. That's why. Because they don't print small batch carpet. That's not what they do.
I know, yeah.
That was part of the deal. Like after we did the deal, I worked with you guys to get that like landed down, and you got that.
And they're out of Georgia, and they're great people, and it's American made. But yeah, that's a fun time. I have very fond memories of doing this work. It was hard though.
But the point is, it was the beginning of our business, and Jeff helped facilitate some new clients that we, and that helped us really springboard. It gave us extra money that we can continue because we needed time. You need to buy ourselves some time until we build it.
It gave us confidence, I think, too, in the idea that we could go away from something we had done, do something else, deliver it, and then get paid. Because like once you do that, you're like, oh, okay, I can do something else. Well, and I think we needed to do that.
We always undervalued ourselves because we work for a giant corporation that would, we'd essentially get paid hourly for all this content that we'd make. And then we realized, this is actually more valuable than we thought. Yeah. Like being funny or being creative is a skill that maybe not or at least big companies will pay for.
And one more thing I'll add on here that it was weird for you and I. It was really weird when we'd send the video out and Jeff would get it and he'd go, oh, I love it. I'm going to send it to them. I'll CC you on it. And then he'd send it out. And then we'd get back. Now, this is something you and I'd never had, but we would literally get back compliments or people saying, you know what? Great job, guy. And we're like, this is a freaking first. It almost made us feel like we made the right decision. You know what I mean?
I'm like, I think we're scamming this is not worth in my mind.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Anyway, so let's get to you, Jeff. Yeah. So obviously you worked in the corporate world for a while, and this is kind of why we had Jeff on, because he's got an interesting story to tell about going from the corporate world and into something completely different, even moving out of the country.
Haven't you done this a couple times? Because when I met you, I thought you were like a Florida guy, and then at one point you were like, nope, I live in Colorado, and I just live in a hot tub. And it was like, and every time we talked to you, you were like, you were in the mountains in a hot tub, and I'm like, this guy's living the dream.
Look, I don't, I always tell people I've never been one to go backwards. So like when it doesn't work, I just move on. And, I was Colorado. Yeah, I was there for a long time. And then I went to Ventura, California, and I was actually in Ventura, California when COVID hit. Oh. And, I was in the production business doing meetings and doing videos and even doing a lot of podcast stuff, and that all ceased to exist, the day the lockdown started. And then, I had a band in LA, and I'd always been that, I consider myself like a mediocre punk rocker, like cosplayer, really serious about it, spend massive amounts of money and received absolutely no recognition or anything like that. But it wasn't about that. It was about getting in a room together with 3 other of my friends once a week and having some beers and whatnot. And, I've been playing guitar for a long time, and with COVID upending my life, I picked up acoustic guitars and kind of like fell in love with the instrument more than the punk rock hardcore stuff that I was doing. And, cooked up an idea to go to Ireland and like be that old guy in pubs wearing a wool sweater, smoking a pipe, and playing my guitar. Yeah, that's what I did for a couple of years.
I like the idea of you drawing the dream. You're like, okay, I'm going to go there, guitar, pipe, sweater. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to play. And then you go and you execute it. I mean, that's top tier level dream checking.
None of that happened.
By the way, Jeff, if I knew you were into cosplay, I would have never done business with you.
He doesn't trust cosplayers. Yeah.
I'm joking. So now, what made you decide Ireland? Like, that's a
beautiful place, Tom.
Yeah, it's beautiful, but it's like you don't know, you don't have any contacts there, or do you have?
Yeah, that for me, I have a long story of travel. My father was in the military. My mother was Irish.
There you
go. I have family in Ireland, and then not only that, but I took my citizenship when I was pretty young because I was a pretty serious competitive swimmer, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
And yeah, with like Olympic aspirations. So I had taken my citizenship for that. And so I had friends in the south of Ireland, and I had my family in the north of Ireland. And I actually didn't even plan to move there. I had booked a month-long trip to see a bunch of people after COVID. And when I got there, I was like, well, I'm just going to stay and see if I can make this work. And I found a little tiny place to live. And, you know, there's some things are more expensive, but cost of living is just insanely cheaper. And I lived over there for 2 years on what would probably cost me 6 months to live here. So,
Jesus.
Yeah. So it gave me, it afforded me an opportunity. I was playing in pubs. I was actually making money and, teaching guitar lessons and whatnot. And I looked at it as putting myself through a new education because it was something that I've never done before. I was never really a songwriter. I was never really a singer. I was never really a guitar player. Like, I just decided that I was going to try to figure out how to do all three at the same time, and hopefully I did okay.
Well, I mean, like, you have a guitar on your back currently, so I would imagine that you're not just just don't walk around with that. I mean, like, you're doing it. So
yeah.
There is something to be said about the execution of the dream. I think most people don't get maybe they don't even get to the execution part.
That's the big thing. I'm torn on my playing and what I can show people and whatnot, but at the same time, like, people are like, oh, I wish I could do what you do. And I try to tell them you can 100%. It's just a matter of the execution and putting in the time and the work. And, obviously people are creative, and that talent is something that you need to work on too. But
yeah,
both of them kind of all work together. And then once you kind of find that dedication, for me, it was pretty easy. I mean, when I first got to Ireland, I locked myself in my little tiny place for like 6 months and practiced like 10 hours a day. I would do like 45 minutes on and like 30 minutes off. It was just over and over and over and over again. And
now some would say that that's what a crazy person does.
Well, that's what it takes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what it takes.
I saw a quote the other day and it was beginners practice until they get it right. Professionals practice until they get it wrong. And I like that quote.
Yeah.
It's like
practice is everything, man.
If you have an obsession about something, and obsession sometimes is looked at negatively, like, oh, this person obsessed with
like
this.
my obsession with people's mothers and filming them.
And filming them.
I'm obsessed with filming people's moms.
And it's like, well, that's that obsession, that addiction to either learn something or get better at something or whatever. Like, that's what it takes to do this, to go from
you gotta have that inside of you.
You want to become a really good guitarist and vocalist, and you're not that good now, and you want to do it in a short period of time, where you lock yourself in a room for 6 months and then you practice 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
And without that, you'll never become good or accomplish your goal at least fast.
I've never found, other than Dax Prescott going under to get his tattoos done, I've never found a replacement for time spent. You know what I mean? Like, that's a joke. But I mean, what I'm saying is, I have never seen, like I'm a drummer. I've never seen
a shortcut.
Yeah. No, there are no shortcuts. I know drummers that are really good. Fred from DeLand, I won't say his last name because he plays around here and plays cruise ships. But the guys like Neil Peart, level drummer. And even now in his 50s, he's, like Jeff said, he still practices a ton to get better and stay better.
So, Jeff, you're playing in Ireland, you're playing in these small pubs, and when do you start questioning whether you should continue to do this? Did you at one time think this was going to be the rest of your life? What's your mindset? I
questioned it from day one. I was like, oh my God, I'm so stupid for doing this. But no, you know, I had, like I said, I had these ideals and I had these visions and thoughts, and it was going to be this amazing thing, and I was going to stay there for the rest of my life, and or think about it at least. And when I got there, you know, one thing or another, it just wasn't what I expected it was, and it, especially, I don't want to slag on the particular country, but where I ended up and being in the northern of Ireland, it was it's a place that's gone through a lot of things, and like, you know, a lot of people tell you, oh, it's much better there now, and sure, but not really. And
yeah, is Northern Ireland more Dairy Girls style?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Well, there. If you ever watch that show, like, you know, there was a lot of war there. I mean, like the people are tough and hard.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And they're very and they're old people and they're rooted, and it is it is tradition on tradition on tradition.
There's like war and bombing. Remember, like the IRA? There was bombings.
Yeah, they
all
cover
the time.
that in Dairy Girls. Did you ever watch Dairy Girls?
No.
Good ass show. Man.
And it's funny because I'm not even exactly sure why that was happening.
No, Jeff, did you ever dig into that at all, or were you just like, this is these people have suffered some, and this is hard?
Well, you know, again, so my relatives live in the Northern Ireland, and they grew up in what's called the Troubles, and like my mom grew up in what's called the Troubles, and so it's something that affected my family my whole life, I guess. And you know, even when I got there, they were the ones that convinced me to live in the North, and they were like, oh, it's so much better, it's so much better, it's so much better. And you know, even being around them, I could tell that the effects are still widely there, and it's just weird to, you know, drive by a building and see a mural of like pro-British militants,
right? Yeah,
killing Irish people, and then vice versa on the other end. It's just, you know, it's again, I've been going there my whole life, and it was obviously way worse in the 90s when I would visit, but it's still pretty prevalent.
So Jeff, when did you make the decision to move back to the States, and what was the breaking point?
You know, I had moved I moved to my little tiny town in Ireland, my cheap one, and I kind of outgrew that, and I knew that I needed to move to a bigger city. So I chose to move to Belfast, and I was in Belfast for a year, and I was playing the pubs there and slugging it out. And I was, every day if it wasn't raining, I would go into town center and I would busk on the corner street and, you know, make 75 to 100 euro a day during that, or pounds during that. And then I would haul home and eat a quick dinner and then play a 8 to 10 p.m. gig. And, you know, I called it playing the Irish set list, and it was or the Irish playlist. It was literally almost a Spotify playlist that we were supposed to play, and it was all the normal standards and then some Irish songs and mixed in and everything like that. And I wasn't that good at it, for one thing, because I'm not really an artist that can replicate that well. I don't really, when I hear a song and I try to play it as a cover, I always make it my own, and that's not really what they were looking for, and it certainly wasn't what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Where some guys they can do that. They're amazing. They can walk in and they can play it note for note, beat for beat, pitch for pitch, and that's just not who I am. I always want to put my own little flavor into it. So I was not as happy as I wanted to be, you know?
Yeah.
I get knocked down. I get up again.
That's a good one. You're on the board.
That's what they want, Jeff. Just give them what they want.
Just give them the Billy O.T., right? That's what my daughter's like, one, Billy O.T. Like, okay, that's good. There once was a lass with a big fat ass. Like, I don't know, write some dumb song and get up there.
Do they like American, like,
if I have to play Tennessee Whiskey one more time, I might.
It's a great song.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a great song. You should do
One
the
thing,
David Allen Coe version and then sprinkle the N-word at the end instead of the Chris Stapleton version.
One thing is hard. It's a good song, but it's so incredibly hard to sing. And Chris Stapleton does an amazing job.
Yeah, because he can sing.
Not many other people do a great job, especially me. And I'm like, oh man, I gotta slug through this.
Go listen to the David Allen Coe version. I'm not a big fan of the man, but his version of Tennessee Whiskey, some people like it. I'm not a fan of that guy, but some people like it. So
essentially, Jeff, you're telling me it's wearing on you the grind of this lifestyle.
It's hard.
The grind of that lifestyle. I missed production. I missed, when I was before COVID, I was working in production and flying pretty much 2 or 3 times a month, at least, to an event and doing an event and then flying home. And, for me, the repetition of being, I was playing, when I was in Belfast, I was playing at least 6 nights a week, if not 7.
Wow, dude, that's hard too on your voice.
Yeah.
And the hours are rough, but you're making enough money, right? I mean, you're doing okay. And then you just decide, I'm in Belfast. I'm working really hard. Maybe you just jump on a plane, grab all your stuff, and get the hell out. How do you decide to leave? Yeah, really? Do you pack it all up, or do you leave stuff? Because that's the stuff I'm fascinated with. There is a level of stuff that I own that I am in a prison. And I can never leave Andrea, Maisie, nothing. I can't leave the studio. Look at everything around me. I can't leave this.
But just
to get on a plane and leave? I dream of that, but I'm locked in this prison.
So, when I went, I had already kind of purged myself because, I was in San Francisco for most of lockdown, and I took some of my savings and I bought an RV and I went down to Mexico and I was so naive about the whole singing thing.
How do you find time to do all of this stuff?
He's a wandering man.
Yeah, I could barely drive to Daytona to go to the flea market for fun.
Well, this is the benefits of having no family. No offense, Jeff. You can just get up and leave. Like we said, we're in a prison. You understand? We can't just get up, buy an RV to go to Mexico. We want to.
It's as foreign to me as like getting up off the toilet and not wiping your ass. Just leaving. You're just like, oh, I did it. I'm out.
It makes life a lot easier to not have a whole lot of ties,
Yeah. It's awesome.
And you find yourself purging yourself anyway. Like I'm not sentimental. I literally have 2 guitars that I play. I used to be a collector when I was in punk rock bands. I bought all kinds of Gibsons and whatnot and sold them and bought them and sold them. But now I've stripped my life entirely down to where especially when I was in Ireland, because it was so important for me to
you
not
cut
live
your
off
life into
savings.
pieces. It was your last resort.
I'll play that one.
In Ireland, I wanted it to make all the money there and not spend any of my savings per month. And so I cut everything out of my life. I started scrimping, saving. And, when I picked a place to live, it wasn't the crazy good place that I would maybe normally be accustomed to. It was just, kind of more run of the mill and clean and everything like that, but it was affordable. And, and that's what I've done here too. Like when I got back, and even when I took a job, I was just like, well, I just don't need things.
Now, a lot of people don't know this and they can't tell by your surroundings, but I'm going to go live on the phone. He is in Alligator Alcatraz right now. Right? Isn't that where you're live from Alligator? Tom, is that where you told me that Jeff is currently, you're a guard there now. You play music for some of the sad
they're paying out big bonuses.
So Jeff, tell us about the decision. Okay, you're to move back, and all this time has probably made you a really good guitarist, probably a way better singer.
He says no.
By the way, we're gonna have you play something at the end. I mean, just for comedy, I hope it's horrible.
No, never mind.
Me and Daniel like when things get ruined.
Yeah, we like it when things go off the rails.
No, but when you all this playing though must have made you a really good guitarist, right?
I like to think so. Man, I've been my favorite thing to do is sit outside. Like if I want to recreation and it's nice outside, I'm going to take my guitar and find a bench somewhere and play for hours. So you know, that comes with benefits, right? Like the more I play, the better but again, that quote, professionals play until they get wrong, or can't get wrong. And that's kind of how I like to look at my playing. And, you know, I've adapted a kind of a weird finger style that not a whole lot of people.
Yeah, you use your penis for the top E string, right? That's an unconventional style.
Yeah, well, it hooks up perfectly. So
yeah, I mean, hey, if you got it, flaunt it.
Jeff, let's plug your gig you got coming up in Tampa, because Jeff is performing in Tampa, and then
I was going to ask. I didn't even know he was local. So where are you at now? Yeah, where'd you land?
Well, I'm not local. I'm actually in North Carolina. I live in Moxville, North Carolina, near Charlotte. But I decided to come down to Tampa because I'm playing. And I booked a show with an old punk rock buddy of mine. He's a local punk rock legend. His name is Jeff Brower. He's an amazing artist. He's been in some amazing bands that would be the Gainesville and Tampa punk rock scene. And I just, you know, I came back from Ireland and I was playing all those covers, and I wrote a record in this past year that I've been back. And I figured I wanted to debut it in a place that was special to me. And, you know, growing up and going to high school in Tampa and living there for a long time, I have a lot of friends there, and I figured that that would be a good place. So it's on the 27th at Deviant Libation.
Nice, man.
Okay, say that one more time. The 27th, July 27th.
27th. It's at a place called Deviant Libation.
Oh, Deviant Libation.
Yeah, Deviant to Libation.
And it starts at 4:00. So it's like an afternoon type thing.
Now, Jeff, before you play something, because we got to have you play something.
Yeah.
And you said you'd talk about anything, and I don't mean to bring this up.
Well, I don't even know where you're going.
But you brought it up to me. Just give me the nod if you're like.
What? Just say you don't want to talk about it.
I brought it up to you because I'm willing to talk about it. I know that you would want to hear about it.
I do want to hear about it because I've had fantasies of this every time I am in some sort of
I have
therapy
no idea
scenario.
What you're talking about.
Well,
this is going to take a turn.
Okay, I like turns, Jeff.
All right. Well, Jeff said to me while we were catching up when he called, I'm like, oh, Jeff Pauly texted me.
Yeah.
And then you were here when I was talking
editing,
to him. And then Jeff told me kind of about what we're talking about now, going to Ireland, learning, how to play in different pubs and teaching himself how to play guitar and sing. And then you also mentioned you're like, I was also sexually abused by my therapist. Or like, then I was like,
why are you laughing at that? Why are you laughing at that? I was also sexually abused by my therapist.
No, I'm laughing because I think the stereotype for a lot of guys out there.
That's the Tony Soprano. That's the Melfi. That's the Dr. Melfi.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna ask about it, when it first happened, that's exactly what I thought too. I was like, oh my God, this is a fantasy of everybody.
And then, so did you what? Tell me.
You gotta walk us through this. We're horny.
Yeah. So, because I thought that was always impossible, but you're now telling me it's a possibility.
That'll make, you know what? That would make more men get into therapy. I feel like, if they knew they had the ability to be sexually abused.
I was like, no way. And so, what happened?
I mean, I won't go into too much detail, but it started off like I said, I was traveling a lot. So I needed something online and I needed something virtual. And like I got matched with this person that was virtual, and it ended up that we were in the same town. And like, the therapy continued for a few months, and then she asked, or she said that it would make sense and it would be better for my progress if we met in person. And from that,
and you got a boner because you knew where it was going.
That's where my fantasy goes.
Yeah.
Oh God, Jeff.
It would be better for your. It would be better.
I was about to scream. You're so lucky.
I have therapy today. today, and I hope my therapist is like, it would be better if you took your pants off.
Yeah. I always imagine that what would connect us more is if we start
do this session inside of each other.
That would work.
They're inside of each other's minds.
Cool as you thought it was.
Yeah. So it ruined your life. Is that what you're saying, or like?
No, I wouldn't say ruined my life, but it was definitely there was a very, very quick turnaround for me to be like, oh my God, this is really wrong.
That's what makes it so good.
That's what makes it feel so good. Yeah.
That's the good part.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to make fun of it.
And then sometimes you get the benefit of the double. Do you know what the double is? Afterwards, you feel so wrong, you get extra horny. I'm like, I feel so nasty. I'm a nasty little boy. I'm the nastiest boy in town. Look how
You can
nasty.
definitely tell you guys are both married.
Oh, we just got shut down by cool dude.
That's even better.
Now you're making me horny.
That's the apex.
Yeah, yell at me, Jeff. Yell at me more.
That's the best kind.
Spit in my mouth, Jeff.
So, Jeff, sorry to bring that up. I just had to because I had to ask because it is possible.
You did not have to. The chat room even said it. The number of people in the chat room that said Jesus Christ Tom at the same time.
Oh, listen,
when I told you about it, I was just trying to sell you on getting me on the show. So I was like, okay, what's the money?
Well, that's what's up.
Look, we will put anybody on this show that's had extreme trauma.
Jeff knows what works. He's like, hey, you want 1,500? You want the story about the sex therapist?
The one thing I will ask is, can you tell us how it ended? Was it messy?
Yeah, it was messy. Like, I'll tell you honestly, like, and I think this is for everybody in the audience. Like, I had a very good friend of mine, that female, that was experiencing an actual sexual assault, and she was like at the same time, and she was asking for me for advice and whatnot. And in my heart and in my mind, I was like, go to the cops, go to the cops, go to the cops, go to the cops. But I couldn't tell her that because like it's her decision. I just told her I'd support her however she wanted to be supported. And when my situation came to the same thing, I was like, well, I need to make sure that this person doesn't do this to anyone else. And so I ended up
you did the right thing.
Oh, no. What was she doing?
You did the right thing. Now, wait a minute. Was it?
I mean, that's even better for me.
No, there's two different things I'm thinking
Was
here.
she
I'm not
holding you
Jeff.
down?
I'm not Jeff, right?
Yeah.
But there's two ways to look at this. There's ways to look at like, I got to make sure that no one can ever do this to anyone else again. Or there's, I got to make sure that nobody does this to anybody other than me again. You see what I'm saying? There's a huge difference there. You don't want to share your little treat.
No, I know. Sorry. We'll get back to business, Jeff.
Jeff's mad at you now because you broke his trust. You broke his trust. You flushed a friendship down the toilet. This is what you always do.
Well, this is what has to be done for the show.
He always gets our friends on the show, and he's like, tell them about your sexual assault.
But this is how Howard Stern got rich.
We're going to draw on your cellulite ass now with a grease pencil. I hope you're okay with it, Jeff. Howard Stern does it.
I imagine if we ever have another interview, he'll show me a doll and say, "Can you tell me where you touched?"
Bring in Gary the Hero.
I love Gary the Hero. How did you know what I watch at night?
You can't trick me. I know what hero means.
All right. Are we going to do a song?
Yeah. Let's do a song, Jeff. What do you want to play for us?
It's got to be Irish, right?
Yeah, a little bit of Irish whiskey.
I'm going to play one that I wrote over there. How about that?
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Whenever you're ready, man.
How do you? How's this?
Yeah, it's good.
The road seems endless, goes on and on, carrying the weight of my regret like an old sad song. The ghosts I have on me every day, but I won't let them define who I am, what I had, or what I say. No, I won't look back down the road, not for love, not for gold. No, you can't turn around these Irish roads. The walls closing ahead of me, with my foot my hands grew tired. It's time to see what the future brings. The hedges show my hesitation as the wind howls on and drive on through to find that love I once knew. No, I won't look back down the road. Not for love, not for gold. No, you can't turn around these direct roads.
That's awesome, Jeff.
Nice job.
Man,
Nice
I
job,
can't.
buddy.
I
Hold
can't.
on, let me give you a blast.
Yeah. Jeff, I cannot believe you taught yourself to play guitar that well and sing that good. You know, like I talk about this a lot. Of like, just like, can you go? And you had a little bit of the bass, which but to get that much better at playing a guitar and singing is incredible.
Well,
but
falling in love with the acoustic guitar is another thing too. Yeah, I recently purchased a nice acoustic, and I've been playing it more too. There is something very pleasing to the human brain when you get on there.
The old man ears.
Yeah, well, when you noodle. I like the feeling of it. Like, and plus my body geometry is smaller, so I bought a single O Martin, you know, like a little parlor style. So it's very small guitar, but it fits my hands right. So it does feel better in my hands. It's not like
see, that's what's funny about me, because I'm a big guy and this is a parlor style.
I love parlor style, man.
And it looks so small, but it's also a rubber band bridge. I don't know if you noticed that, but it's got a
that's cool.
Weird little palm muted sound to it.
Yeah.
Which I fell in love with.
That's cool, man. Jeff, it's awesome to reconnect with you, dude.
And it's cool to see someone that can just get an idea and then
dream
just go
pivot.
do it.
It's called dream pivoting.
Just immediately just leave and now all of a sudden you're living in Ireland for 2 years and then you come back and
I can't do that. I told Andrea last night, let's do a real world one.
It's an ability to live multiple lives, which has to be valuable at the end of your life. You're like, I have lived the lives of 5 different people, and you're like, God, I've only lived my one boring ass life.
No, that's kind of like Dusty Rhodes said, right? I've dined with kings and I've dined with feathers, baby.
Yeah.
I've been to the mountaintop, baby.
I think that it's funny, especially when I was in Ireland. I think a lot of people thought I was full of crap, and they were like, "Where do you come from?" And I would say, "Well, I was living here, but then I was living there, and before that I was living here, and oh, by the way, I was born in Belgium." And people are just like, "There's no way that you've lived in all those different places," and it's just, my life ended up like that. I've always known that, you can anyone can really truly do it, can pick up and go somewhere, start over if they really truly want to do it. It's just a matter of doing it.
Awesome, Jeff. Well, hey, thanks for telling us your story.
Yeah, that was fun, man.
Thanks for people were appalled by me bringing up that story, and I
liked it.
We've known Jeff for a long.
I'm glad you did it. That's typical Tom. I like that. Give me the straight Tom.
Well, I'm comfortable with Jeff because we've known him for such a long time, and Jeff could take it. He's tough.
And I feel like you make us tougher by making us relive our traumas. I feel like, You know what? You're the real hero here.
I know I am.
I should just hire you as my therapist.
Yeah, but I won't suck it.
I'll come along. I'll do it.
So anyway, sorry. So Jeff, where can people find your music? Online?
So I go under the name Jeff Has Trouble. There's not a whole lot out there yet because I just finished writing this album.
Congrats.
I'm working with a producer, like one of my punk rock producers that I've worked with in the past.
Cool.
To get stuff out, but social media, there's some stuff out there, but the big thing is, I put a lot of work into this record and this set that I'm going to be doing on 27th. So if anyone wants to hear any more of what I did, in Tampa at Deviant Libation.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that looks like a really cool place. The people in the chat room were saying Deviant Libations looks like a great little spot. Hey, thank you so much, man, and good luck with the gig.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
All right,
Hey,
brother.
appreciate it.
We'll talk to you soon.
Take it easy.
See you,
Have
Jeff.
a good one, guys.
Later, man. That
Yeah.
is our good friend Jeff Polly.
It is cool to see someone just jump because it's like most of us, you settle in, you get a family, and then, you just die one day. So that's all you got.
That's what I'm hoping
Yeah,
for.
yeah.
That's what you can hope for.
And then maybe there's hope there. Like maybe one day I'll just leave and start living in Egypt.
You're always thinking about after you're dead.
Pyramids.
I want someone to desecrate my body because that'll make a better story.
Okay.
Like I want you to stuff me in a cannon and just fire me into the air ragdoll style, or like throw me off a bridge like the good son.
Maybe I can go and live in Costa Rica like my dad's dream one day.
You could do that.
Yeah. And then
You could be
there.
like you're doing like the Bradley Noel.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah. And then my
but
son.
then you'll be haunted by the ghost of your dad for stealing his dream. That's a good movie I just wrote, right? Okay, so the son, he goes to live in Costa Rica to live his dad's dream of being a boat mechanic and do deep sea fishing in Costa Rica. So you set up your marina, you find a nice piece of property, then all these weird things start happening, and that's because it's the ghost of your dad. But he doesn't know that's you. Ghosts don't really know the connection between like their ability and a son. They don't know that.
Yeah, he only knows me as his young 10-year-old son the last time he saw me.
Correct.
Like, who's this old man
Correct.
that's older than him?
And so he's going to try and stop you from doing what he wanted to do on his land. Tell you this is good. So you end up fighting your own dad. In the end, the ending is beautiful because it starts as a horror movie and you think that there's going to be like bloodshed at the end, but there's not. It's the only horror movie in the first ever of its kind where it's gory at the end. You lose an arm, by the way. No spoilers. But your dad, like, he realizes it's you. There's a moment. There's a breakdown. Your minds connect. He cries. You cry. Then he fades away into heaven. He goes to heaven. And then there's eternal peace.
And then as I'm pulling up the sailfish, he's behind me like Ghost in the pottery.
Yeah. But he's honking your breasts.
All right. Let's get out of here. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. That was funny. Let's save that. And then we have 10 minutes till our other guest.
Yeah, but we'll get off Twitch and then just do that.
Yeah, we're done, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yep. We'll see
tomorrow
you.
Friday? Yeah, we have
Ross Paget.
Ross Paget tomorrow.